What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It is Natalie here and today I am filming a video that is very highly requested, especially for those of you guys that follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I did a video like this earlier in the year, but I have changed my editing style completely, so I really want to show you guys. And I have been doing like on my Instagram story, for those of you guys who follow me, like before and afters, and so many of you guys have DM'd me saying that I should do a video like this, so that is why I'm doing that. So if you guys are new here, please be sure to subscribe. I post videos every Tuesday and Friday, and sometimes I'll just throw out a random video here and there. And I also have a vlog channel, so if you guys really like college vlogs, I am a college vlogger, so go and check out my vlog channel. I'm sure you guys will like it, but I'm just gonna get started. So also these braids and like the checkered shirt and the choker, I just feel like very grunge, like kind of like the Addams Family. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, so I just didn't really want to put heat on my hair, and this was like the easiest thing to do, and I also haven't tanned in like maybe 6 months, so hence the pale face. This is the first photo I'm going to be showing you guys. So this looks like I took it at like 2 p.m. like the way I edited it, but if you hold it down to see the before, it definitely, you can tell, is at nighttime. So we went at night, so it was kind of hard to get like good lighting, but with editing, seriously, anything is possible. Like you don't even need to worry about the lighting as much, especially with Lightroom. And this is all on my phone. You can do so much more on the computer, but I'm just going to show you guys on my phone. So I am going to restart this photo. First thing that I do is I go down to the light and I'll knock up the exposure a little bit. For this one, I knocked it up quite a bit just because it was at night. And then I will actually turn down the contrast depending on the picture. Sometimes I put it up, sometimes I put it down, but normally safe to bet that I put it down a little bit. For highlights, I put it all the way down. I just like that because, as you guys can see, if I turn the highlights all the way up, it makes the sky, like you can't see the clouds, you can't really see the details. But if you turn it all the way down, you can see like the buildings clear in the back, like the clouds in the sky, the different colors of the sky. I just think it makes it look so much better, I guess, like especially if you're taking pictures outside. For shadows, I'll bump them up just a tiny bit. Whites, I'll knock them up, and blacks, I'll knock them up just a little bit. So once I'm done with light, that is what it looks like. Then I go to color, and I always make my pictures a little warmer. So I'll put it to about 10. I don't want me to look like super orange, but I'll bump it up to like 10. For the tint, I always put it a little bit more pink, but that I only adjust a tiny bit. Vibrance, I put it up a lot. But then saturation, I not normally take it down because I don't like my pictures to look like I'm like a fake orange or anything like that. But I like it to have like vibrant colors that you can see, if that makes sense. So see, if I like put the vibrance all the way up, it is kind of like saturated, but like if I only do it like halfway, it just makes the colors look better. So right in the top right corner, the mix is the most important part for editing your photos. So here is all of the colors. So Lightroom has it where you can pick out hues and tones in the picture and individually adjust that tone. Like, so you leave the rest of the picture how you have adjusted it, but with those specific tones, it will adjust the picture for you. So over red, see, I don't really have like my skin, it kind of picks up as red. So here I can make me look like I have like gonorrhea, and then, or I can make it look like I'm like super sunburned, but I don't want to really touch that. I'll just like bump up the saturation a tiny bit to make myself look a little more tan. For the orange, I think it's also gonna pick up my skin, yeah, even more. So again, I don't adjust the hue because I don't want my skin to be a different color. And then yellows, I don't think there's really much. I guess like the background it shows, but I don't really care about that, so I'll leave it, or sometimes I'll like make it more like luminance, because see, if you put it down, it gets darker. If you put it up, it makes things look more white. So with that, I'll do that. For the greens, it might pick up the trees in the background. Yeah, no, it doesn't even. One of the trees in the background it picks up, but I normally don't even touch that. Maybe I'll like make it more luminant. And then here, the blue. The blue I'll turn down to be a little more green, and then I'll turn the saturation up, and then I'll turn the luminance like really up, because that only gets that like light blue on the right hand corner. But then this next blue, which is a darker blue, is what's gonna get the sky. So this is how I adjust the sky the most. So for hue, I always bring it down to the left, not all the way obviously, but just like a little more to give it that more like aqua color versus bringing it all the way up, which gives it a purple sky, which could look cool if you wanted to make it look like a sunset, but that's not the look I was going for. So I turn it down just a tiny bit, and then I'll turn the saturation like a tiny bit up, and then I'll turn the luminance up though. So I'll keep adjusting like the hue maybe a little lower, and then like the luminance, you know, like, because if you turn the luminance all the way up, then it goes white. So I just like adjust it to my liking. So I think that looks really good. So like 40 luminance, -40 hue. And the luminance makes it look like it's daytime. And then there's no purples or pinks in the picture, so I just hit done. And then for effects, I'll put the clarity pretty high, like 14, so like, not pretty high, but just a little bit, maybe a little more, just because that I feel like makes the picture look a lot more crisp. And then for detail, I'll sharpen it just a little more. And yeah, that's how I got this picture. So it's a completely different look. It looks like I took it at night, which I did, and then here it looks like I took it in the day. So it's really, really cool seeing the before and after for these. I think that's like really, really neat. And now I'm gonna show you just from scratch how I would edit this picture. I obviously don't like the way I look in this picture. I think I look like very weird, but I'm just gonna show you how I edit it. Okay, so this one, obviously super, super dark. Like you probably, if I were to take this and hand it back to you, you guys would be like, oh my gosh, this is such an awful picture. But trust me, with Lightroom, you can do all things. For the light with this, I'm obviously gonna take the exposure pretty high because it's such a dark picture, but you wanna be careful because if you overexpose, like it's just gonna look like grainy and like not like a good photo, you know? So like, I'll bump it up like halfway. For contrast with this, I'm gonna turn it down just a tiny bit. Highlights, I'm gonna bring all the way down. As you guys can see, if the highlights are all the way up, the sky is just like a white sky, which is if what you're going for, that's fine. But for me, I want the highlights to show, so I put it all the way down. Shadows, I'll put up just a tiny bit. Whites, I'll put up. And blacks, I will put up, especially if it's a dark photo, I turn the blacks up. For color, again, I just warm it up, and then I'll turn it to more pink a little bit. Vibrance, I do quite a bit. Saturation for this one, I'm actually gonna add because it was so dark before that I feel like there's like already not a lot of color, so I just wanna add a little bit more. For the mix, so for the reds, you guys can see the building behind me is actually changing colors. And for my theme, I want a little more pinks, so I'll make that pink, but I'll turn the luminance up just to brighten it a little bit. And I'll saturate it just a tiny bit to make it have more of a pop. For the orange, I'm assuming it's gonna change maybe my skin tone. Yeah, it's gonna change my skin tone. Okay, so it's gonna change the skin tone and the color behind me, so I do not want that to change at all. So then the saturation, I'll bump it up though just to make me look a little more tan, you know? For yellow, I think it'll change the sky behind me, yep. So I want a little more orange colors, and then to saturation to be high, and then luminance to be a little high too, to make it look a little more realistic, I guess. Greens, I don't think anything's gonna change, yeah, so we're just gonna leave that. Blues, I think that will be nothing again. Okay, now this blue, I think, isn't really anything. You guys can see it's like the reflection in my sunglasses and stuff, but I don't really want to change that. So I'm just gonna leave that at 0. Purples, nothing. Pinks, not much. Okay, so that looks good to me. For clarity, bumping it up, and for sharpening, bumping it up. And look at this before, like that's unreal, this before to the after. The after actually makes it look like a pretty good picture. And all I did is edit through Lightroom. I think that is so incredible. That is it for how I edit my Instagram photos. That's literally all I do. I just take it through Lightroom. I don't use VSCO. I don't really use Facetune unless I like want to like whiten my teeth or like detail like a jacket or something like that. But that's really all I use Facetune for. So that is it for that this video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram if you guys want to see all my other pictures. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys think I should sell presets, let me know because I would love to do that. I would love to have like different presets for different things. Like if you have more of a yellow picture, more of a blue picture, whatever, you name it, I would love to have them. And of course, I would make mine super affordable because like I'm not anyone big. Like I would make it like $5 for a preset or something like that. I don't know. But let me know if you guys want me to sell them, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys.